Hello everyone, welcome to Full Moon Movies. In a world where heroes wear badges but carry shadows behind their eyes, Rampart drops us into a cracked surface of law enforcement and masculinity gone off the rails. Released in 2011 and directed by Oren Moverman, this hard-hitting psychological crime drama isn't just a character study. It's a full immersion into the unraveling mind of a man who believes he is the system. Woody Harrelson stars as Officer Dave Braun, a Vietnam vet, and a 24-year LAPD veteran who roams the street like a lone wolf. But he's not the noble kind. He's a manipulator, a bruiser, and possibly a relic of a lawless past that refuses to go quietly. What makes Rampart compelling isn't that Dave Braun is likable. It's that he's honest, at least in his own mind. From the first frame to the last, Harrelson wears this character like a second skin, and we watch him devolve from a man trying to survive within a corrupt system to one suffocating under the weight of his own demons. The film's central character arc is slow, burning, and filled with contradiction. At first, Braun is cocky, untouchable, a man with 2 ex-wives and a sisters, 2 daughters, and a way of bending every situation to his favor. But as media scandal involving police brutality threatens to take him down, we see the cracks form. His confidence turns to desperation, his anger becomes paranoia. Harrelson's performance is layered with a kind of raw fatigue, like a man constantly walking against the tide. One of the film's most gripping scenes comes when Braun brutally beats a suspect and gets caught on the video. The tension is not in the act itself, but in the way he handles the fallout. Smug at first, then increasingly erratic as the consequences catches up. Another standout moment is a long, uncomfortable dinner scene with his family, where every line is laced with denial, control, and pain. And perhaps the quietest but most devastating scene is when he sits alone in the motel room surrounded by nothing but static, on the TV, in the world, and in his head. Harrelson doesn't need to speak. The look in his eyes says it all. Oren Moverman's direction is stripped down yet stylized, placing us right inside Braun's chaotic headspace. The cinematography by Bobby Bukowski uses natural light, handheld cameras, and long takes to create an uneasy realism. We are often up close, almost uncomfortably so, breathing with the characters, watching them crumble. The art design is gritty and grounded. Everything from the cluttered living rooms to the sterile police stations feel lived in and tired, much like the character himself. Dixon Hitchfield's score is sparse but atmospheric, relying on low tones and distant echoes that give the sense of a city both alive and rotting. It doesn't intrude, but it haunts. Critics were divided on Rampart. While many praised Harrelson's fearless performance and the film's psychological depth, others felt the plot was too loose or it lacked a clear resolution. But that's precisely what makes it so haunting. It doesn't offer answers. It offers a descent. At the box office, the film earned a modest returns, failing to become a commercial hit. But it remained a critical conversation piece and a staple in indie crime drama discussions. Over time, it has gained respect for its raw portrayal of a cop's psychological collapse and for how it dares to stay with discomfort rather than chase redemption. Now, why does Rampart still hold relevance? Because the questions it raises about power, accountability, masculinity, and institutional rot, which are still burning today. In an era where police ethics and personal identity clash loudly in public discourse, Dave Braun remains a mirror, however cracked, to the systems that created him. He's not the cop we root for, but he's the one we fear and yet strangely understand. The Blu-ray release of Rampart captures the film's gritty aesthetic faithfully. There's no flashy bonus features, just a clean presentation of a deeply unclean story which somehow feels appropriate. In conclusion, Rampart is less about justice and more about implosion. It's about a man too proud to change and too broken to continue. And Harrelson delivers it with terrifying clarity. This isn't a movie that lifts you, but it drags you through the grim and leaves you sitting in it, asking hard questions with no easy answers. And for that, it lingers, not as a celebration, but as a warning. Now, this movie is a must-watch.